Hello and welcome to episode 62 of the Heart of Markness podcast. Tonight's topic, March 14th, 1969, in Stockholm, Sweden. This is an FM broadcast from the pre-FM masters, supplemented by an audience tape. I'm not playing much audience tape stuff because the audience tape is not good, but it does make for a complete recording. And this is a neat copy, the Cosmic Claude version of this recording. And I just grabbed it today, and it is pretty neato. It's called Swedish Fish. Let me make sure that's right. Yes, 14th March 1969 at Konserthuset, Stockholm, Sweden. The set list, we're not going to be hearing all of this today, is the intro, Train Kept A-Rollin', which is from the audience tape, and it's not really good enough for me to play. I Gotta Move, I Can't Quit You Baby, Dazed and Confused, White Summer, Black Mountainside, und how many more times? 50-minute set, because at this point they'd only been touring for 3 months, in their 4th month of touring. And they were no longer the who the hell are they? They were the wow, you got to see these guys, brand new band. And then in a couple months, they'll be the, oh, these guys are great, we got to see these guys again. And then a couple months after that, still in 1969, it's like, wow, these guys have new material. And wow, Jimmy's playing a Les Paul now. And then, wow, these guys are the best band in the world, and they will be for the next decade plus. I love it. I wanted to go back and do an earlier show, a 1969 show, because I'd been kind of leaning toward the latter days the last few episodes, because so much cool stuff has been coming out with the Badge Holders Blues. And I have heard from several people and in the group itself that made the release that there are some people, not everybody, not even almost everybody, but a significant portion, it seems to be maybe about 10-15% of the people are having a hard time downloading it, the files, or having a hard time getting disc 2 to completely download in a format that can then be burned to DVD. I have not burned a DVD in probably 10 years. So I am going to look into it this weekend, but I am certain that more competent heads are working on it right now from the release group, Dogs of Doom. But they're mostly all tremendously young. I don't even say tremendously young. I don't need to qualify it. They're all very young. Late teens, early 20s kind of stuff. So they may not be familiar with DVD software. So maybe the old man can come in and be a hero. But in any case, there are solutions being looked at now. I saw a link up there that didn't seem to be populated yet for MP4 files if you want to just watch the whole thing on Google Drive. But yeah, it's unfortunate. They're working on it. Be patient. It's free and it's a labor of love. Okay, so listen again maybe when I do the this weekend's bonus podcast. I'll have more information on that. So keep an eye on that, por favor. Ooh. A text message. All right. Well, let's hop into it. I'm tired tonight. America. It's been, even though it's a short week, it's I don't know. I don't know what happened this week. Bunch of stuff happened outside. Nothing bad, really. Just, I feel. It is Thursday night. Excuse me. Hear this? Typically, the podcast is done. It is 9 o'clock at night. The podcast is, at worst, uploading to SoundCloud right now by 9 o'clock. But I am just starting it because I'm tired. I took a nap already. Just this week just kicked my ass. Nothing really happened. Just, we cycle up and down in both mood and energy. And this past little maybe few weeks has been more of a down. haven't quite had as much energy. I haven't quite had the levity and the brightness that I try to bring. But I can feel that rising again. And just out of a sense of discipline and responsibility, I am fighting every urge to say fuck it and not do the podcast tonight, because there's really no need to do that, because I'm not sick or anything like that. I just was like, I don't feel like doing it tonight. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But that's not what this is about. Going a full year now. I think we've gone July to July. Yay, a full year where I have not missed a week. I have had a couple of times, or a few times maybe even, where I posted on a Friday or a Saturday and not a Thursday, because shit happens. But I always announce it, and we're not doing that tonight. We're not doing that tonight. We're going to get this done. So we have March 1969 in Sweden. I have to hesitate because every atom in my body is like saying, say Switzerland. Say Switzerland. It's not Switzerland. It's Sweden. Sweden, Sweden, Sweden. Stockholm, Sweden. Orky, borky, bork, bork, bork. It's cultural appropriation to say orky, borky, bork, bork, bork. It's also extremely racist. Yep, sorry. Sorry, Swedes. But the bootleg's called Swedish Fish, which, can't be all that flattering. Although they are pretty good candy. Okie doke, we are drifting. The first song I'm going to play you is I Gotta Move, which I think is an Otis Rush song. Very cool walk-in bassline blues, rather. It's a nice showplace for Robert's harmonica playing, and it's just cool to hear. This is still fiery young Zeppelin pulling it in and learning to ride the groove when they can be absolutely wild and almost out of control. And I think you're going to like it. This is from the soundboard recording. The volume is a little low. I have boosted it. Should be fine to listen to. Should sound nice. I like the sound of this. And I give props and thanks to Cosmic Claude for this project that he has done. All hail Cosmic Claude, who's also done some Jimi Hendrix stuff I may listen to or take a look at. But anyways, okay, let's go. I Gotta Move. March 14th, Led Zeppelin, Stockholm, Sweden. Yeah. See you in about 3 minutes, folks.
And we hope to carry on with a thing from Otis Rush.
There wasn't really Jimmy at all in there, was there? That's okay. It was kick-ass as it was. Unique. I love Jonesy's bass line. I especially love his 1969 bass playing. That Led Zeppelin 2 fat sound. Enjoy it. Well, I did a little reading. I'm going to yawn. Excuse me, fellas and ladies. I did a little reading. Zeppelin did 3 performances this day. They did an appearance on Swedish TV. And then they went to this Concerthuset in Stockholm for a 7:30 concert, which was a double bill with Country Joe and the Fish. And it's very telling that by mid-March 1969, Led Zeppelin went from opening for to sharing the bill with bands like Country Joe and the Fish and Alice Cooper and The Doors and Iron Butterfly and things like that. This is pretty cool. There's a press review of this show, and the headline is Led Zeppelin better than Tired Country Joe, which is what one would expect. Country Joe and the Fish, maybe they had more songs back then that were in the public memory, but the only song of theirs I know is their cheer from Woodstock, the F-U-C-K cheer. Ooh, they said fuck. Well, 50 years ago it had more oomph. But their well, come on, all you big strong men. Uncle Sam needs your help again. He's got himself in a terrible jam way down yonder in Vietnam. So put down your books and pick up a gun. We're gonna have a whole lot of fun. And it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? That song. Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop, it's Vietnam. Is he going to sing the whole thing? He is! And it's 5, 6, 7. Open up the pearly gates. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. Yippee! We're all gonna die. Dark tune for a dark time. Well, we're not going to play that. I don't even have that. What we are going to play is Dazed and Confused. Because at 11 minutes... at 1969 Dazed and Confused, you got to play it. You got to play it. This is not it hasn't become the bloated monstrosity that can eat up an entire podcast. It's a simple 11-minute track. And let us listen to it, shall we? Oh, one other thing that I read. They also played a show at 10 o'clock at Uppsala University. Uppsala University Hall at 10 o'clock. Crazy. Hungry band. One reason we may not hear much of Jimmy, unless that was just an anomaly. One of the reviews I read said that the band had left some equipment at the TV station earlier in the day, so they didn't have everything. So maybe that's why it sounds a little odd. Who knows? I don't know. Do you? If you knew, know, will know, to be known, to be known at, let me know. Yo, Twitter, Facebook, Heart of Markness, Facebook, and we'll get this going. But now let's listen to Dazed and Confused, shall we? Yes. March 14th, 1969. That crazy new band, Led Zeppelin.
Thank you very much. This is another song from the album. This is called Dazed and Confused. it's not true. What did a woman never bargain for you? Sweet little baby, say what you will. The tongue wax so much when I send you to hell.
I don't know what's up with Jimmy in this recording, in these recordings. I wonder if some of the equipment that was left behind at the TV station was Jimmy's, because he doesn't sound right to me. Almost sounds like he's playing through a bass amp or a bass cabinet, which you can do. Or maybe he's just playing on, rented equipment or somebody else's amps. Or maybe it's March 1969 and Sweden's got fucked up electricity and they're playing on weird-ass stuff. I don't know. If any of you guys knows what's up with Jimmy's tone and sound in this otherwise pretty good early primitive FM recording, please let me know. Facebook, Heart of Markness. In fact, join the Facebook group if you like classic rock, Led Zeppelin heavy especially. There's tons of people there now. And it's a great group full of great folks, and we'd love to have you. Facebook, Heart of Markness. Twitter, Heart of Markness. Just straight up at Heart of Markness. And follow me. We can become friends. Or if you just want to let me know why Jimmy's guitar sounds so weird in this, and let me know. And if you want to support this podcast and its mission of bringing live music, especially Led Zeppelin and Jimmy Page themed, but live music, classic rock heavy, you can support me, literally, patreon.com/heartofmarkness. You'll get an extra podcast a month just for you, because you're better than other people. I've got stickers coming in. I did get my proofs of my first batch of stickers, and I'm going to send those out to the Patreons. I got to get that done this weekend. And Patreon has some sort of merch thing that they just added that looks a little... It doesn't have everything I want, but it sure is easy to work on. So I may do that. Other than that, I've got mugs and stuff pending at different... I just got to tie it all together. It's happening, and I just have to finish it so I can say it happened. Okay? Okay. All right. So if you want to support this well-intentioned effort to bring cool live music to the masses and introduce people who may not be that familiar with live recordings and bootlegs and things like that to you, then Patreon is a great way to support, help defray the costs of hosting this, hosting the website, hosting the shows. Yes, because there's also heartofmarkness.com, where you can find the podcasts as well as the recordings of the shows from which the podcasts are made. So, for example, this entire show, all of March 14th, and not just the songs I'm playing, are going to be available at heartofmarkness.com. You can download the entire show, the entire concert, and have it for yourself. And it don't cost nothing. Also, if you want to support, but more like a one-time, here's some goddamn money, get off my back, my cash tag for the Cash App is $, Heart of Markness, all one word, if you want to throw a one-time, hey, I like this thing to me, and not be, committed for a monthly thing, which I understand is a bit of a burden. But there are those who have taken up the call, and let us praise them, shall we? These are the titans upon whose shoulders this podcast rests. We have Wayne. Thank you, Wayne. Brad. Thank you, Brad. Danielle. Thank you, Danielle. I miss you. Tracy. Thank you, Tracy. I miss you too. David. Thank you, David. I don't miss you because I talk to you. Peter. Hi, Peter. I don't miss you either because I talk to you and you're in the group. Mark, I do kind of miss you. It's been a little while since I've talked to you. And Bill. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to scroll. Bill. Thank you, Bill. Mimo. One of my first patrons and first followers of the podcast. Mimo. Thank you. And Avi. Literally my first patron. Thank you, Avi. You guys rock. And if I'm ever letting you down in any way, just let me know, and I will try to remedy things. Thank you. I am deeply, deeply, deeply grateful and touched by your support. Now that that's over with, let's get to How many more times? Booty de booty, booty, booty de booty de booty. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Yeah, let's listen to it. That song, you know that one. Oh, Rosie, bwamp. Oh, girl, bwamp. Let's listen to it and not my mouth noises. March 14th, 1969. Let's hope Jimmy gets his tone straightened out. In any case, it's still going to be good because it's March 69. How many more times? Here we go, folks. Thank you.
Jimmy Page, Jimmy Page. Like that, Jimmy Page. We'd like to say good night from Led Zeppelin. I'd like to introduce Led Zeppelin to you. On bass guitar, John Paul Jones. On drums, John Bonham. John Bonham. On lead guitar, Jimmy Page. And myself, Robert Plant. How many more times treat me the way that you wanna do?
I can't do it, folks. I'm sorry. That transition to the audience tape is just too... I guess I wasn't paying attention earlier, or I just heard the first part of the song when I was playing it. I was, fucking around the house and playing it, and it sounded good. And it sounds like a killer performance. Robert's voice is insane. It's just that audience tape. I cannot countenance that. So I apologize. I apologize for that aborted effort. But up until it got terrible, it was decent. So, how about this? How many more times is a turd? Let me see how Black Mountainside is. White Summer, Black Mountainside. That, if that's a board tape, we'll listen to it. Hang on 1 second. Through the power of internet, no time will transpire for you. Time will transpire for me. Hang on, I'll be back in a minute. Well, unfortunately, White Summer Black Mountainside is the audience recording as well. And it's a bummer, because it sounds like he's playing some really cool stuff. But that audience tape is garbage quality, which, no blame on that. And Jimmy's tone is still messed up. He's got to be playing... It sounds like a bass amp. I don't know. Who cares? In any case, the only track that does not sound like hot garbage is I Can't Quit You Baby, which is from the earlier part of the show, the third song in the set. So, on the one hand, Jimmy's going to be playing like great, and he sounds great. On the other hand, I'm sorry I couldn't deliver how many more times like I wanted to, because it's a good one. It's just this. Can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. All right. I Can't Quit You Babe. March 14th, 1969. Led Zeppelin. Well, that's more like it. That's more like it. Fiery young Led Zeppelin. Nobody's going to be mad that I played I Can't Quit You, Baby. I liked that. Well, thank you for going through this show. It's a little bit of a roller coaster. I apologize on the sound quality issues. It's a cool show. I just discovered this version, and I wanted to play something from 69, so I played something from 69. It's a little off the beaten path, but I've already played all the super obvious top 5 stuff, and I'm starting to meander as well and try to discover songs or shows rather, that I haven't listened to, or I haven't listened to in years. And we shall discover this together, and all will be well for all our days. Well, thank you so much. And if you guys have any recommendations for good off the beaten path, or not even off the beaten path, 69 shows that have A, decent sound quality, and B, exist, that haven't been on the podcast yet. So, like, you know, the high watermarks, Texas Pop has been on, April 27th has been on, January 5th soundboard, I think, has been on. We've done the high watermarks. Can't do BBC because it's official. But if you have any 69 shows that I could display and play some of the amazing things, I mean, I focused on the very early, brand new. I haven't done much past, well, you know, between April and between the Fillmore show on the 27th of April and the August 31st Texas show, I don't think I haven't played anything. And I'm not that familiar. So if you could give me some recommendations for 69 shows that I could play, I would be deeply grateful. And I'll give you a shout out. How's that? Now, I hopefully will be back this weekend for a bonus episode, whatever the next Mike Millard tape that drops will be. And then I will hopefully have some updates on the Badge Holder Blues DVD issues. They're being addressed, so just be patient, guys, if you're having troubles. I'm hoping to be able to come back on a white horse and say, I shall provide. Now, for legal reasons, they're not gonna, and I'm not gonna provide DVD copies. That's when it kind of gets into scary bootleg distribution. But we'll figure something out. They'll figure something out. It will all work out, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much. Here in America, we have a 3-day weekend because July 4th is Independence Day. So, it being July 3rd tomorrow, I don't have to go to work. So my weekend has started actually hours ago, and I cannot wait. And as much as I want to celebrate and say yeehaw, I am tired. I may just crash and try very, 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 very hard not to eat ice cream tonight. Although if I eat ice cream tonight, I will definitely end up staying up till at least 1:30 playing Civilization. So maybe I will eat ice cream, because that sounds fun. Thank you for going on this ride with me, folks. This is the 62nd episode 62. But in reality, it's almost episode 100. Given the bonus episodes and patron episodes and things I've done. That can't be right. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's closer to 100 than it is to 62. But thank you for listening. I love doing this, and I look forward to doing it for a very, very, very long time. I'm trying to figure out a way to get in those thematic episodes that I did at the very, very start, at the very beginning. Because I like that idea. The execution is very, very rough. But I like the idea of having those themes like Jimmy Page in 1984, Part 1. Because, you know, it's a limited appeal for standard classic rock fans, but it has a great deal of import to the granular Jimmy Page fans. Things like that. I do want to do a Jonesy show, and that is just I got to figure out a way to work on longer term projects while still maintaining the weekly episodes like this. Because I love doing these episodes, but because they're weekly, they are kind of by necessity. Like, hey, let's listen to this together. That was cool, huh? And whatever I know about the show, I share with you. And, like I did basic research tonight. I looked it up. They played 3 shows that night. They were missing some equipment, etc., etc., etc. But I'd like to continue or resume. Resume is the verb. The thematic ones as well. Because they still want to do cool things like, Jimmy Page in 1986, Jimmy Page in 1987, or just jams and odds and sods kind of things, as well as, a Jonesy project. Jonesy could be 2 long episodes and still be just highlights and still leave out so much. Man, that guy is good. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to grow the podcast, right? I mean, the main focus is and has been for the past year, persistence and consistency. So that, because before when I started it and would do these really much more in-depth thematic episodes and topics, I would maybe, I would do an episode and then fuck off for a year or 6 months and come back, because it was daunting, it was intimidating, and it was a lot of work. And when the muse was upon me, I couldn't just jump on and talk like I can today, like I have done in the past. The bonus quarantine episode started with one night where I was just super stoned and had all these great live recordings that I just downloaded. But they weren't Zeppelin. They were, what was it, David Bowie or Queen or something like that. It's cool shit. And I wanted to share it. Might have been Fleetwood Mac. I don't know. Whatever it was cool stuff. But it wasn't Zeppelin. So I just literally grabbed the mic, like I'm doing, like I am now, and fired up the laptop and said, all right, here we go. And that's how it started. So I've been able to move from sporadically to weekly to twice weekly and occasionally multiple times weekly. But in order to do that, it has to be fairly formulaic and it has to be fairly casual in terms of the information presented. Because I can't spend 8 legitimate hours of research and finding out all these things and anecdotes and reaching out to people and giving the time for them to respond and getting more information and maybe more sources, etc., to make a super compelling, oh my god, that was just riveting episode every week. I don't have the time for that, or the wherewithal, really. So I've been focused on being consistent and cranking these out so that even if I don't feel like it, kind of like tonight started, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, this is not hard. Here's the show, here's the songs, and other than tonight, I typically have the show figured out and the songs already selected and dropped into Audacity. So all I have to do is set the mic up and go. And tonight I actually had to listen through the shows and find this and then go through some sources and find the one I wanted to present, etc., etc. But man, I got to figure out a way to do this and have like a monthly show. I want to be. If you listen to history, Dan Carlin's Hardcore History podcast, and if you don't, you should. It's unbelievably interesting for all the reasons that I'm not. He takes forever between episodes, years sometimes, but when he when he comes out with it, it's 4.5, 5.5 hours long, and is just unbelievably information rich and compelling. And I would love to do something like that while still doing these weekly fireside chats, which is more just me. Hi, everybody. I love you. So why are you telling us this? Let us go. You're right. I'm telling you this because I care for you, because you care for me. Some of you do anyway. And just to let you know that I care about the podcast, and I care about growing it, and not in that kind of capitalist growth at all costs. So I'm going to be like, and it's Thursday, honk honk, it's sports day. No, not like that. But growing it in like where to go now. I've got this basic template, but this is going to get old. You're not going to listen to this every day for 10 years or every week for 10 years. Not all of you. So I want to mix it up, and not mix it up with necessarily other bands and things like that, which I already have the bonus episodes for anyway. But with the more in-depth Dan Carlin, Ken Burnsy kind of the story of, the story of the Mud Shark, the story of the Butter Queen. Well, those are all salacious. The story of Montreux, 1970. The story of Tempe, 1977. What really happened? Or the missing money from that hotel. And have something that could be a little more polished, a little more information rich, a kind of, a level or two deeper and more professional. So that's what I'm looking to do, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that. And I mean, obviously the answer is just make more time for it. And I've already gone from treat it like a hobby to treat it like a job, which I'm doing. It's like, nope, I've got to do this every Thursday. We do it, and that makes me very happy. I'm always happy when I finish a podcast and I'm like, I did it, another one. To move that to a little more professional and a little more enjoyable and a little more deeper roots, so that more serious Zeppelin fans can get more value from this. Because I want this to be accessible to everybody. It's like, who doesn't love Led Zeppelin? Just grabbing it and finding this out of the blue and being like, holy shit, I had no idea any of this stuff existed. To the people that are like, the people that are creating Badge Holder Blues, and the people that have been collecting for years and know their shit and have the lineages down pat and are super, super professional about it. And this is their life, and they know so much about it. I'd like to have a little more appeal for that as well. So, yeah, I'd like to have an AP course at some point. All right, legitimately done now, coming up on an hour. Thank you very much, friends. Have a wonderful weekend. Be good to yourself, be good to each other, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. Bye-bye.